depression is prevalent in youth more than ever before now. So
youth has always been there. Depression has always been there in youth and old, everywhere.
how would we cope up with it?
You have to start learning. When you don't want to learn, there is depression. When you want to learn, there is no depression. There is no time for depression. People who are depressed are very stupid people. They don't want to learn. They don't have the spirit of learning. That's why they are depressed. And I don't like depressed people at all. I only want people who want to learn always. The antidote for depression is learning. You should be interested in learning. I'll give you some examples. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was sent to Andaman jail for 5 years. He didn't go into depression. Veer Savarkar was in Andaman jail for 25 years in one cell. He did not become depressed. Why have you become depressed? Jesus Christ was being nailed on the cross. He didn't have any depression. Why are you getting depressed? There are many Sikh gurus who were put in boiling water by Mughals, emperors. They didn't get depressed. Why are you getting depressed? One couple are there in America, husband and wife. Husband wanted the wife to get water from the bathroom. Something happened to his body. The wife said, you go and get your own water. So the husband got depressed. My wife is not listening to me. These kind of depressions are they all useless people. So all the depression that you are talking, they're all useless people. No Jesus was depressed. No Bal Gangadhar Tilak was depressed. Why are you depressed? Gandhi was thrown out of the train in South Africa in the midnight, in the cold. He stayed there on the platform. He did not get depressed. He became great. Why have you not become great with your depressions? Why are you depressed with your depressions? You are stupid, simply stupid. You are simply a weak soul. You must become a strong soul, like Veer Savarkar, like Bal Gangadhar, like Jesus, like Mahatma Gandhi. They threw Mahatma Gandhi out of the train in the midnight in South Africa. Don't you know his story? And what kind of question is that? Depressed people? All stupid people.
Good morning, good afternoon, and a wonderful evening, dear friends and masters. Welcome to day 13 of our gratitude journey. And those of you who are on the east side, what a wonderful way to welcome and congratulate yourself to choosing to be here. As we've learned so many things in this 13 days, starting from energy to physical health, to right speech, neuroplasticity, how we can elevate our energy. We talked about mental health. And as we all know, the choices we make today decides our physical health, mental health, and emotional health. So today we'll be hearing from one of our great senior master, and it's such an honor. I just had a privilege to meet him at the global conference, and his profile is pretty huge, but I will try to make it as brief as possible. So Mr. Rakesh Jalamuni is a seasoned entrepreneur, technologist, and a meditation expert with 25 years of experience in the technology industry, spanning to US, Europe, India. Rakesh sir has had various technical and leadership roles, including delivery director at Cognizant. A certified meditation teacher, Rakesh sir joined the Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation as a trustee after experiencing profound personal and professional transformation through meditation. He actively shares his expertise teaching meditation and manifestation science through various foundation programs. Currently, Sir is co-founder and CTO of Quantum Coherence Technologies, developing innovative meditation software to promote global mindfulness adoption. All the good stuff of the app that we are using, it's thanks to him. I considered what an honor to welcome you, sir. And I don't know how he does what he does. I have seen him. I think he has 48 hours and 24 hours. So yet to manifest that kind of technique. So looking forward to your session, sir, and over to you. Very warm welcome.
Thank you, Sonal Madam. And welcome, friends. As Sonalji mentioned, we are close to end of second week of this 40-day program. People who are staying, they're really committed to transform themselves. Meditation can give so much of holistic transformation. And we're just touching the surface of it. This week, we understood the concepts of how meditation helps in our physical health, mental well-being, how it improves our energy. One of the important aspects of our physical health is what we consume. In many ways, I used to think food is the biggest source of energy. And of course, we would have heard now, it's probably the smallest part of how we gain our energy. Meditation is probably the biggest way to increase our energy. However, our dietary choices makes a lot of difference in how we live our life. When growing up, I used to hear that you need to consume, meat, eggs to have a lot of proteins, a lot of, if you really want to be, in a sports and other physical activities, you need to have meat as part of your diet. But when I first heard the strongest, the fastest animals are all plant-based animals who, their primary diet is plant-based. The horse, the elephant. So there are many myths around what we consume and how we get our nutrition. But the biggest aspect of the food that we consume is, and this is what Patriji have heard, and is about how we are interfering in somebody else's life. We have a right to live. We have a right to live our life fully. And every other being also has the same right. While we want to enjoy our life, we want to, we don't want somebody else to interfere in how we live, isn't it? So who gives our right to us to interfere in somebody else's living? So, but more important, let's understand a bit of scientific understanding of how plant-based diet, or or if you don't take plant-based diet, what are the impact that we are creating? Let me just put up a few slides. We all know there is a lot of studies these days about how many of the conditions, many of the chronic illnesses, chronic conditions are increased, in somebody who is following a meat-based diet, right? Now, there are specific studies which shows that our human structure, the whole structure, is essentially designed to be herbivorous and not meat-eating or carnivorous. Whether the jawbone structure, the teeth, the facial muscles, the length of our colon is essentially the digestive system is longer, and it is ideal for plant-based digestion. There's a study which shows that the biggest the cancer is prevalent in about 3% of the disease is cancer, and the cancer is prevalent in 60% more in meat, people who are eating meat. So alternatively, what it means is people who consume plant-based diet, the occurrence of cancer is 60% less. So we want to be, mostly vegetarian. The illnesses, the foodborne illnesses, the pesticides in the food is 13 times more in meat than in vegetarian food. This is a scientific study. So most of the foodborne illnesses happens when you have meat as compared to vegetarian food. Apart from the health benefits, we also look at how it impacts the planet. To produce vegetarian diet, the amount of water that we consume is much, much lesser than to produce 1 pound of meat. 10 times, sometimes even 50 times lesser. We talk about so much of water wastage, but the biggest water consumption is to produce 1 pound of meat. The deforestation, the biggest cause of deforestation is to produce, to clear forest area for grazing, which is used for by the animals which are ultimately killed. The amount of greenhouse warming carbon gas released by clearing a forest to produce just 1 hamburger is equivalent to driving a typical American car for 25 days. This is a study. If you look at John Robbins' book, The Food Revolution, many such understanding, the scientific understanding is shared in that book. The amount of land that is needed to feed, and create food for vegetarian food. The 2.5 acres for can produce food for 23 people, 20 plus people, but the same thing that is used to feed animals will feed only 1 or 2 people. So the impact that we are creating when we eat meat, we look at what is the choices that we make today. One of the things that we look at when we do anything, right? How are we impacting what, not just us, but people around us? 2% of the food that is produced is consumed by 2% of the people, but 70% is fed to the livestock, which is okay, but these livestock are ultimately killed. We talk about global hunger. Just the amount of food that is produced so that ultimately they're fed to animals and they are killed to be consumed by few people. This is a very, very shocking statistic. Just by bringing down meat by one country, we can probably, remove global hunger. And of course, the UN report goes to show that the biggest cause of global warming is meat industry. And all of this, of course, is driven by the advertising industry, right? So much of the myths, the facts, that so-called facts that we talk about, the very fact that the proteins are the biggest, the meat is the biggest source of proteins. So we have to start understanding and asking a question of why we are actually consuming meat. Is it really true? The amount of advertisement, the money that goes into promoting vegetarianism is just $1 million. I am talking in terms of the comparison, whereas billions of dollars are spent on promoting meat-based diet. Of course, many scriptures, many traditions across the globe have always promoted non-violence. Non-violence includes violence against other beings. It's not just about humans. The law of karma, or the cause and effect, do unto others what you want to be done to yourself. You want to be treated exactly, and you want to treat others exactly how you want to be treated. If you don't imagine, right, if you are put inside closed enclosure for months and months with hardly any space to move, finally to be chopped down, what is it that you will go through? Imagine that. And of course, Patriji has been the biggest proponent of vegetarian diet. 3 things that he spoke about: practice meditation, understand, learn wisdom, and become a vegetarian. He's always lived his life and promoted, saying that for the biggest growth for any individual, you need to be a vegetarian. So plant-based diet is one of the biggest transformation that you can make. I've seen so many people who start practicing meditation within a few weeks choosing to become a vegetarian. Our co-founder, Lawrence Guihard-Joly, she's as biggest inspirational story that I always talk about, who lived her life fully based on the meat diet. Because of culture, because of the environment, always been meat eating. But the moment she came into the practice, about a month later, overnight she said, "No, I am choosing to become a vegetarian," which is surprising to her entire family. So one, of course, there is this scientific understanding of what happens when you are a meat eater. But there is also the aspect of compassion. When you want to live your life fully, when you want to be, doing everything that you want without any interference, without being told what not to do or what to do, you want to give the same respect, same aspect to the other beings as well. In fact, there is so much of studies now that is showing that how the animals are treated before they are killed for just because we want to feed few people. There's this quote which says that if you have the slaughterhouses made out of glass, everyone will become vegetarian. So friends, there are many aspects, of course, we'll understand as we go around. And it's a question that we want to ask. As we go through this journey, we start questioning everything. The beliefs that we have about how the nature of reality, what we've been believing about many things. This is one aspect that is something that we truly want to look at and say, is it something that, I should continue? And the moment you start asking that question, the answer will come to you. All right. So So let's go into meditation, friends. And in this today we have a wonderful leader who's been practicing meditation. We heard him briefly the other day. We will have full experience from this great masters after the meditation. But let's go into the breath mindfulness meditation. We follow what is called Anapanasati or breath mindfulness meditation, breath meditation. The practice is very, very simple. We sit either on the chair or on the floor. No special postures, whatever that is comfortable to you, you use it. Clasp our fingers, cross our legs at the angle if you're sitting on the chair or on the sofa. Cross your fingers and observe your simple natural breath as you close your eyes. The goal of this meditation is to empty your mind. As you observe this natural breath, the thoughts will become empty naturally. And we go and connect with that energy field around us, the emptiness. The thoughts will come. The moment we recognize we are thinking, we go back and start observing our breath. So before this, we also do a short practice called heart elevation process to deepen our meditation experience. We put our hand on our chest, bring up higher emotions like love, gratitude, compassion, kindness, any of these, and you can do this by remembering any of these past event where you had these emotions. See, when you bring up those event, these emotions can come up. And you stay with that and experience that emotion and that love, gratitude, compassion, energy spreading all over. Experience that oneness and stay with this. The guidance will be there. So let's get into meditation, friends. Relax. Close your eyes.
Dear friends, dear masters, with your eyes closed, specs removed, keep your hands on your chest area. Rest your attention on your sacred heart, and can you feel this loving heart center, your primary connection into the quantum field, the center for all experience of life. Connect with your heart center to your friends, which is expanding all life with its energies of love, joy, gratitude. Can you recollect an experience from your life, from your past, present, where you felt enormous love, joy, gratitude, or any of the heightened emotions, and relive that moment and elevate yourself? Relive that moment of love and feel that energy inside your beautiful heart. And allow yourself to direct that energy onto every corner of this planet Earth, where it is received by the needy. Where your attention goes, there your energy flows. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation with your fingers into fingers. Hands comfortably rested in your lap. With your eyes closed, observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Our goal is to empty the mind and merge into that greater quantum field of energy. When we observe our breath, the mind becomes empty. to merge into your breath and allow yourself to become totally empty of all thoughts in your mind. When you observe your breath, the mind becomes empty. As your mind is becoming empty, we channelize all that energy into the generous present moment. We allow our body to function at its natural best. We gain greater clarity. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience that emptiness inside of you, all around you. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to become totally empty of all thought. Slowly and slowly can you become aware of that emptiness where there's no body, where there's no thing. allow yourself to experience this emptiness. The infinite depth of that emptiness spreading far and wide. All emptiness is energy. This is the unlimited field of quantum energy with limitless possibilities. The longer you stay connected, the more you become of it, and the more you receive from it. It is natural to have thought. If you recognize you are thinking, go back to observing your breath, dear friends. everything that you ever experienced or will experience is here in this field of energy. The longer you stay aware of this emptiness as no body, the more possibilities you draw into your life. Allow yourself to merge into the emptiness of yourself. That greater intelligence your higher mind everything and everybody are connected in this field of energy. the longer you stay aware of this emptiness, the more you lose yourself to this nothingness. The more we experience everything. Friends, it's truly an honor and privilege to be experiencing this life at this time of history. Many are not so blessed. Can you express gratitude to all things and everybody? Your gratitude to your parents, to your teachers, your mentors, to your family, your friends, your colleagues, your relatives, your partners, everybody. Be grateful to this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, to everything you use, the technology, the company, the system, the governments. Gratitude to yourself and to this intelligent quantum field for allowing us to experience so much more in this life. Gratitude is an high state of receivership. Relax your body.
I am beautiful. I am powerful. I've let go of my past and celebrate.
Feel your body and let your autonomous nervous system
I am powerful.
repair your body.
And I celebrate who I am. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I've let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am powerful. And I celebrate who I am. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I've let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am powerful. And I celebrate.
Recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What did you see? And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then you may open your eyes.
Okay, friends. Hope you had a wonderful meditation. This program, we bring many aspects of how meditation can transform you. And one important process or feature is to help understand from others' experience. The more we listen to different leaders' experience, we look at the possibilities that it can help us. So today we have a wonderful leader who's been practicing meditation for a period of time, and but more importantly, has seen significant transformation. Yes, Sonalji. So we have Mr. Ramesh Kataria ji.
Yes, sir. Welcome, very welcome. So wonderful to have you here. Mr. Ramesh Kataria, hailing from Chandigarh, now settled in the UK with his family, is a seasoned food and beverage industry leader with over 20 years of experience driving operational excellence and business transformation. With a background in food and dairy technology, Ramesh sir has held key leadership roles at Nestle, Heinz, Mondelez, Lactalis, Carlsberg, and Marston's. He's now leading country operations in Melbourne, Australia, bringing his experience and strategic vision to drive success. He's here to share with us his meditation journey, his personal transformation after he joined with the CEO. Very warm welcome, sir. Looking forward to your sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonalji. First of all, hello everybody. So, namaskar and gratitude to Buddha CEO for what I have been given by this wonderful platform. So to begin with, as ma'am shared, I had a wonderful career, personal, professional life. And there came a time when I was tested, and that was immediately after the COVID period. So I was leading a great company in UK, everything was going good. And suddenly I started to feel that something was missing. I was feeling more directionless. I was feeling that things are not going the way I would want them to go. And then suddenly I found myself looking for a job. So one by one, I was in a position where I realized that this is something which I would not want to stay with. And then came a period, somebody introduced me to Buddha CEO, Dr. Batra. He's been my mentor coach for a long, long time. Now, when I came to Buddha CEO's session, the 40-day session, Chandra sir started to explain the art of meditation. I started doing meditation. And in a period of 1 week, everything started to sort out in my mind. I started to realize that the situation I was in was created by myself, because I had started to get afraid of things. I was becoming more fearful, and I started to visualize the things which I did not want. And because of that, whatever I was afraid of and visualizing, everything started to come in place. And I could see that whatever I was going through was something I had already created myself. And then because of this meditation process, and because I made certain changes in my life, and one of them was, as we heard in the previous session, I became a plant and a vegetarian. Today I call myself a vegetarian, not vegan, but I do not eat anything other than plant-based. That's one choice I made. The second choice I made, that I made it known to all my circle that I am meditating and I'm trying to change my life. So with that, everybody started to then recognize and realize and support me. My wife, my son, they started to do meditation with me. Not every day, but it was enough for me to continue that 40-day session. Now, while I was doing, in a period of 3 weeks, we were going through the session on surrender, the power of surrender. And during that week, I got a call from a company saying that, hey, we have a position, would you want to take this? And here's the truth. That position was not what I was looking for. But during that process of self-reflection, that meditation, I gave myself a challenge, and I said I will surrender to it. And I surrendered. I said, yes, I will take the job. In a period of 9 days, precisely 9 days, the company called me again. There is a change of situation. Is it okay if you offer you a higher position than what we offered you earlier? And again, I said, yes, I will take the position. And I took the role. I was in that role for a couple of months. So I will go to office, sitting in a train. I use that time to do meditation. I'll come back evening in the train. I'll use that time for meditation. I will attend all the sessions which we were having. And my life started to really change, it like all like 180 degree. 180, I was having heavy, it was not depression because I never tested for one, but I could look back and feel that, my energy was really dark. I was feeling heavy. And I always thought that it's not right. But after this meditation, it started to lighten up. The body became lighter. And I realized the secret. The secret was that I would start to be positive. I would start to talk positive. I would start to do right things. And I would start to visualize things which I want, not what I do not want. And step by step, I started to see that everything is changing. In a period of, say, 4 months, I was contacted by this another European multinational. They said, we want you to lead a country. And guess what? I said, I'm not ready. Because what I was realizing, that I had run so fast, I had grown fast, let's say it that way. I had grown fast, but I had not taken time to do what I started to do, and thanks to Buddha CEO. So I said, I will take this job, but not now. I need a couple of months. I need to continue my journey. And then I will, and they said, okay, give us a time. I said, November 25, so 24 is when I would be available. But then what I continued doing, all the recommendations which were coming from Chandra sir and the Buddha CEO team, I started reading books. The first book I read during the journey was The Untethered Soul. If you have not read that book, I sincerely, personally request you, please read that book, The Untethered Soul. The second book I read was Destiny and Journey of Souls, 2 books. I read both of them. It is also available in YouTube if you want to hear that book. I heard pretty much all the speakers YouTube because I was personally committed to change my life, and I took control of what I would want to be. I want to change and shape my life. And that really then made me believe that whatever I would want is available. It is just that I'm not aware of how to get it. And Buddha CEO gave me that opportunity to start making sense. So couple of things, this was in a professional life. Personal life, I had an accident some time back and I had a continuous pain in my upper part of thigh. And I never went for an operation because I didn't want to go through an operation. It was for a couple of years. Now, when we were having this, one of the sessions where we were explained how you can actually start to make physical changes. And in that process, I was actually healed myself. It took me 3-4 sessions, and I can happily say that for now, almost a year, I don't have the pain, and I'm healthy. My pain has gone away, and I don't feel any physical challenge on what I was having for a couple of years. Now, family-wise, because I started to travel a lot, and I was not able to give time to my wife and to my son. My son was in year 12, as you imagine. It's a very important time of the year. Now, because of that, if I'm not available, there is something missing in his life. Now this is how universe works. One of my coaches, he said, "Hi Ramesh, how are you? What is happening?" And then I told him the challenge I am in. Guess what? This coach has taken up a job, his own company, to coach teenagers in finding meaning of their life and how they can be great human beings. That's what I was looking for. Of course, I started to consciously spend some time with my son. But at the same time, how the world comes around, how universe create and brings what you need. And he is his life coach now for a year and a half. My son is really doing well. And this is something which I was trying to say the message on the said. So which I was looking for. Now, on my financial side, if you have already heard or not, there is this book, Conversations with God. And one of the fundamental thing which Chandra sir shared, that be the source of what you want to have. So I consciously started to make those decisions that I would provide to everything around me what I'm looking for. And there is suddenly a sense of abundance, and everything started to go up. The finances, the love, the family, my son, my wife, my parents, so everything started to come so around. And now people would say that, hey Ramesh, you are currently, as some of them shared, I'm leading a country. It's like 15, 16 factories, couple of thousand people. It's a multi-billion business. And I've done these roles for a couple of years now. But then people would say, how are you able to do your routines? Now, my everyday intention is to do 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours before my sleep. Some days I'm not able to do 2 hours.
Maybe some internet issues, so we'll hold on, friends, until
Yes, while we get back, yes, I think he's back.
Yeah. So my 1 cent will be that give your soul the importance as much as you give to body and mind. So I have seen impact on my personal, financial side, my health side, my job, my mental well-being. As I said, after COVID, I was in a space where I was feeling more dark. So I am much more vulnerable. I feel more courageous. I used to get scared of heights. I was traveling pretty much, flying around the world, but I was never comfortable in that situation. So, but now I try to take the window seat and look down and see how the world looks from there. So my request, invitation, a simple coming from experience, follow the process. Please give yourself a chance to have this change in your life. And whatever you are looking for, it is available. It's just a matter of getting yourself out of it. Sometimes we overthink, sometimes we start to expect that thing will happen too soon. More often they have happened too soon. It is just that we have to let the process take course. I got a job. I got a bigger, better job. I always wanted to travel Australia. I have been to 55 countries now, including Australia. But I was never been in Australia until last year and I always wanted to come here. I got a bigger, better job, like double, triple the salary. I got a country I was always wanted to have. And it's the process. It's the process of listening to masters, listening to what Buddha Team is trying to help us with. And I was saying in one of the sessions that sometimes people believe that there are some people coming and saying, Chandra sir comes and says it's not real. Let me tell you from my personal experience, this thing is real. This is real. And if anybody want to hear, because I have similar more experiences, very small experiences, very, sometimes we just don't pay much attention to. One day I was leaving for the office 5 o'clock, and suddenly something was not right. I started to hear noises. I started to hear a cat making noises. However, I was running late, so I thought to not pay any attention, and I just went away. Guess what? I went like 10 minutes away, and I realized I was not carrying my purse and my tickets and my pass, so I had to come back. So everything was trying to tell me that please pay more attention, and I just didn't pay attention. I came back, but I really wanted to get the train because remember I was going, that was a new job I got. Now, the moment I took my purse, left my home, there was a car standing. One of my neighbors, hey, he didn't know me. He said, hey, you need a lift. He took me to the train station, and I was there in the time in spite of everything happening. But what the choice did I make? Midway, when I started to realize something was not right, I was standing there. I was getting late, but I started to listen to myself. What is missing? So very small, and the moment you start to pay attention, very small things will start to change. Be conscious of it, be aware of it, be grateful, and slowly the dimension, the scale and size of the change will start to become even bigger. So gratefulness, awareness, thankfulness, and commitment. And today I can happily say that I have been able to create a life which I would want, and I'm in a process of making it even better because now I know that the person who makes it possible is me, and the way to make it possible is a process which is available to us. Thanks to Buddha CEO, thanks to Chandra sir, and I'm happy to take any questions if anybody has. Thank you. And before I say, so going forward, so you would say what I am doing. So what I am doing is I am taking every opportunity to talk about my experiences with my family, with my friends. Last week we were celebrating Holi in Australia. One of the Sunday, I did share with the people that this is what I'm going through. This is what I really recommend people to go after. And yes, my son, my wife, they have started. I shared with my dad. He doesn't speak English, but I told him that you don't have to speak English to be able to hear and be a part of the team. So it's a process, and I believe that the transformation starts with me believing, me experiencing. Knowledge is helping me to connect the dots, but it is the experience which is making me feel profound. And for experience, I have to put myself in the process, which thankfully to this process and the team, I was able to do. And yeah, upward and onwards. And thank you, Buddha CEO. Thank you, Chandra sir. Thank you, everybody. Yes, sir.
Wonderful. So many learnings, so many experiences. But one thing that you spoke about, surrendering to the process. A lot of times we take too much to analyze everything. The moment we start surrendering to the process, it's not about beliefs, but the process that we surrender to. Things that we need to will happen. You spoke about, amazing book. Thank you for reminding Untethered Soul. Michael Singer is an amazing master, a business leader, but whose experiences can truly transform in terms of how we look at living our life. So once we surrender, we start looking at things from a different perspective. You spoke about how you got the courage, to say no. Right? Normally, when you get what we feel is the better opportunity, you want to grab it immediately. But then you start listening to your inner intuition, then you say, yes, it's probably not right for me at this point. And you have that courage to say no. Thank you, Ramesh. I'm sure there is a bigger purpose of why you are in Australia, right?
I'm sure.
Always felt that. So that initially I used to think that I got into meditation much late in my career, in my life. But then I realized it came at the right time because there was a very specific purpose for why I learned meditation at that time. That simple things about listening to your internal intuitions, that sounds that you heard and you realize something is missing. We miss out on, when we are not practicing, we're not aware. But that awareness to, listen to those small messages makes life so much different. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Amazing to hear. This is why, our foundation programs that we do, so grateful. We have the opportunity to listen to such experiences.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I think we have somebody.
Yeah, we do have questions, sir.
Yes, we have Meena ji.
Yeah,
We
I
have-
think.
We have Meena ji. Just bring them.
I think we decided to,
Yes.
if you're okay,
Right.
sir, can I share some question that's already out there?
Yeah, please, ma'am.
But before that, I'd like to have Meena ji. Can you bring her? Allow her to share.
Hi.
Yes, Meena ji.
Hello. You guys can hear me?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Meena ji.
Okay. Ramesh bhai, amazing, inspiring, very inspiring journey and very inspiring sharing. Really glad to hear. And I just wanted to mention to Ramesh ji, for his dad, there is a Gujarati session. In fact, Sonal ji is the one who started it. There is a Buddha CEO Gujarati meditation. I'm trying to get my mom into that. So that would be perfect for your dad if you would like that.
Yeah, no, thank you, ma'am. Definitely. Thank you. No, that's a good idea, actually. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
I'm so glad that you spoke about bringing the family. So many times we want to have that group come together so that we get motivated to practice. A very, very important point that you brought, sir. So glad. I'm sure many will take this up. Yes, Sonal.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ramesh sir. Thank you, Rakesh sir. I think, I'm not sure if it was the internet issue at my end or were you frozen. I think you were talking about what is your daily meditation practice, like how much you want to do. Can you share that so everybody can get advantage of that, including myself?
No, thank you, ma'am. So as I shared, so my routine is that every day morning I do 2 hours. So I have planned my day in such a way that by 6:30-ish, I have completed my 2 hours of meditation. So that's my everyday morning, which I do. In the night before I bed, so I make 2 hours before I go to sleep for meditation. Now, in the beginning, it was more of a conscious effort which I went with, but slowly, I have now developed a liking, as you may. So it doesn't feel like 2 hours. So these 4 hours I have actually dedicated to meditation. So my whole day is, as you plan your day, professional life, I plan these 2 hours and 2 hours each day. What I also do in between that, while I'm traveling, I listen to the great masters, I listen to audios, the books, and that keeps me pretty much And this is another point. More I practice, more I stay connected. So people who know me, they actually can feel the transformation in my face, the way I speak, the way I look, and it is ever changing. So I am absolutely clear and firm believer that this will continue to evolve. So more I invest my time in this, more I continue this practice, it will further keep evolving. So 2 hours plus 2 hours. There are days when I'm more connected than other days, but then I'm aware and conscious that more I continue this rhythm, it will continue to go deeper. So that's my rhythm. But yes, there are days when I'm 15 minutes less than 2 hours, but that's because some days I'm more lazy. But those days are rare these days.
You're true inspiration for many who will say, how can I, practice? I'm so busy. Where can I give time for meditation? Somebody who is a busy professional who's has got a lot of responsibilities, he can take up 4 hours in a day. I'm sure all of us can definitely take at least 1 hour. Very well said, sir. The more you are connected, the more you stay with it, and more you transformation that you can see.
And sir, if I may, this is also the point. In our active day, in our working life, or even our day when we are awake, we are trying to solve for many things. There are so many situations, there are so many work, there are so many meetings we are trying to solve for. But when we start to get connected, the things to solve for start to get reduced. The quality of things you want to solve for improves. So you might end up needing to solve less number of things, but the quality of input, the quality of work goes up, and hence your noise from the day goes away. So my experience is, the moment I started the process of surrendering myself, the noise from the day started to go away. It is not that I do not have my challenges in my professional or personal life, but that noise is going away. I'm addressing the real thing. And hence, the amount of time I give to less number of things has gone up. Hence, the quality has gone better. But at the same time, because I have less but important things to address, I have more time available for my personal growth. And it becomes a virtuous cycle. I am actually able to devote more time to myself because there are less noisy things to solve for. And that is the power of surrendering and the meditation which I have been introduced to by this wonderful team and forum. Yes, sir. Sorry for taking over, but it was important that I share what I'm going through.
No, absolutely important. Important that what we think. I mean, our thinking and logical mind always says, "Okay, I need to be there everywhere." But when we surrender, I mean, this is a great example of how we prioritize, how things gets prioritized itself when we surrender and when we get into meditation. Things that are unnecessary for our growth, unnecessary that is not required, slowly goes away. That's how we free up so much of our time and we enjoy everything that we do. Great. Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks, sir.
That's incredible. Yeah, I'm so happy that I asked that question. As Sir said, we have no excuse. You totally inspired me today. And yes, we are going to do that now. So thank you so much. It was absolutely wonderful. There is a question for you, sir, from Amit, sir. He says, as you're from food industry, how do you advocate to avoid dairy food? I'm asking this because I want to understand how do you manage such situation considering you're in food industry and same time following plant-based diet.
Yeah. So I think it's, first of all, thank you for a wonderful question, because I follow plant diet food, but that's my choice which I follow, and I have given up meat, egg, all those not good things from my life. I advocate, but what I do not do is one of the things which Chandra sir said in the when we started this journey. I'm sure all of you have also heard him saying that not interfering, but at the same time sharing, building knowledge, and giving people an opportunity, sharing what are the benefits, sharing what are not the benefits. So I consciously do not go against dairy or any other food. I share my experiences. I strongly advocate against killing and eating. All this hurting other souls. That's what my journey has been. I'll be inauthentic if I say that I am proactively going and telling people to not consume dairy, because I myself, like I take tea and I take with milk. So that is my real self. But I do not. I take every opportunity to talk about eating plant-based vegetarian foods. And I say vegan because it's easier when you travel in flights. When I say vegetarian, sometimes people offer me egg in vegetarian food. So I call myself vegan in all my travel plans, so that people do not by mistake consider fish and egg as a vegetarian thing. But I consciously make to eat vegetarian food. That's the honest answer, Amit sir.
Wonderful. So, friends, I think we are way past. I'm sure Mr. Ramesh ji will continue, but we'll just come back for those who want to leave. Can leave. We'll come back in a short while, and Ramesh ji will continue answering the questions. Thank you for staying. We'll meet back again tomorrow for another session. We'll do a longer meditation as well. So thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, friends. Anyone has any questions? Amazing sharing by Mr. Ramesh Kataria ji. What an inspiration. Anyone would like to share your experience or ask questions? Almost completed 2 weeks. How many enjoyed yesterday's breakout room session? Hope you had your questions answered. Anyone would like to comment on Ramesh ji's experience? Yes, Babita ji. Good to see you here. You need to unmute yourself. Yes.
Yeah. It was wonderful to hear Ramesh Katariaji's experience. It clarified so many things. And if you all make a short YouTube of it and send it in our WhatsApp group, it may be so useful to listen to it again and also share it with friends who are considering doing Buddha CEO, but then they back out. So if you all make a short YouTube of today's sharing or a reel, it'll be so nice to have it. Um, Listening to him made me realize that yes, it's a journey and it's a process, but we have a choice of how much we implement in our life. So his experience was very, very eye opening. And the two requests I had was yesterday in the breakout room, they shared that the Inspire book is on the Buddha CEO app, but I don't see it. So
Okay.
either, it's there and I'm not aware of it, but I couldn't see it. Uh, and I just wanted to thank you, Sonalji. I think you all are my inspiration as I go through my health journeys. I know that I will be able to conquer it. I have to visualize what I want, not what I don't want. So I just wanted to share my gratitude, and it's just wonderful to see all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, that was important learning, which Rameshji brought out. Visualizing what we want and not what we don't want. It's very, very simple. And if you implement that, it's completely transforms. Thank you for reminding that learning. Thank you. Yes.
And ma'am, regarding the yeah, if you register for the book club in Buddhasio app, you'll be able to log in and see the recordings.
So I was trying to register for the book club. In the app, I looked for it yesterday many times, but I couldn't even find that you can register for the book club individually. So
We
either I'm
can.
doing something wrong. So if you can connect with me and let me know how
Sure.
to correct my thing, it'll be very helpful.
Yeah. Sure,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
It'll be, I think it's under events. If you go to programs and events, you'll see Inspire, the program.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm going through something, so I'll again recheck. But thank you so much
Sure.
for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Anybody else has any questions? You want to type your questions or want to raise your hand?
I have one more question about the Gujarati program. Is the flyer already made or the date set and everything? Maybe Sonalji
The
knows
date
more.
is set. The date is set. I think it'll in a couple of days. I think it'll be announced.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. I believe it's starting on April 28th. But yeah, so we can wait for the confirmation. Okay. Anybody else, friends? Shiro, how long you've been practicing? Anyone new who's first time into this program? Okay. There's no other questions or this one, then we'll end. Reshma madam. Okay. Thank you, friends. See you again tomorrow. We continue this journey. There's still a lot to practice, there's still a lot to learn. And yes, surrender to the process. And one aspect of surrendering to the process is to do this fully sincerely. Right? So thank you, and meet back again tomorrow. Can we have some music? Yes.